You're face to face with it. Right now, no warning, no escape route. A towering polar bear rises slowly on its hind legs just 10 feet away, over 10 feet tall, 1,500 pounds of muscle, claw, and hunger. Its black eyes lock onto yours. You can hear its heavy breathing. You smell the wild scent of its fur. Your legs feel like stone. Your heart slams against your ribs. In this single moment, you are not a viewer. You are prey, and the bear already knows it. This is how it begins. Right now, if you step onto the frozen edge of the Arctic at dusk or drift too close to a riverbank in the African savanna, you wouldn't see death coming until it's breathing down your neck. These predators have ruled this planet for millions of years with one unbreakable law. Everything is prey. Imagine standing there, frozen, as a 4-ton hippopotamus explodes out of the water faster than you can run. Picture the Siberian tiger, a 600-pound ghost of the taiga, stepping silently from the trees with paws that can drag 3 times its own weight. The African lion stalking through tall grass. The Nile crocodile wading beneath the surface with bone-crushing jaws. The gray wolf pack circling with military precision. The stealthy jaguar perched above you. And the Komodo dragon, whose bite delivers venom designed to kill you slowly. In this video, you will feel the raw tension of facing every single one of them. We deliver 3 revelations that will keep you on edge. The shocking counterintuitive truth about how Komodo dragons actually kill. The documented nightmare of the Tsavo man-eating lions that halted an entire railway and devoured dozens of people. And most disturbing of all, how your own body is biologically wired to fail against these exact predators. The adrenaline that might save you or betray you completely. Let's anchor this in cold, hard science. For polar bears, researcher Ian Sterling from the University of Alberta spent decades in the Canadian Arctic, particularly around Radstock Bay. His field observations revealed adult males weighing up to 1,500 pounds, with paws powerful enough to crush a seal's skull in one swipe. They can detect prey from over a mile away through scent alone and demonstrate incredible patience, waiting motionless for hours at breathing holes in the sea ice. When the moment comes, they explode upward with terrifying speed, dragging massive prey onto the ice. One bear can consume 200 pounds of meat in a single feeding, storing energy for weeks when food becomes scarce. Their hunting strategy is a masterclass in power, endurance, and adaptation to one of the harshest environments on Earth. The Nile crocodile's bite force, meticulously measured by paleobiologist Gregory Erickson, reaches an astonishing 3,700 to 5,000 pounds per square inch, the strongest of any living animal. That pressure can shatter bone, rip limbs clean off, and allow the crocodile to perform its infamous death roll, spinning its victim underwater until it drowns in a vortex of violence. These reptiles can remain completely motionless for hours, then strike with explosive acceleration, dragging prey many times their size into the depths. Their ambush tactics are so refined that even large mammals have almost no chance once caught. These aren't Hollywood myths. These are documented, measurable scientific realities that translate directly into death for anything unlucky enough to enter their domain. In 1898, deep in Tsavo, Kenya, 2 maneless male African lions turned a British railway construction camp into a nightmare slaughterhouse. Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson documented the horror in detail. For 9 terrifying months, the lions entered tents at night and dragged screaming workers into the darkness. At least 28 confirmed kills. Some estimates put the total over 100. The entire railway project ground to a complete halt. Hundreds of hardened men refused to work, paralyzed by fear. Patterson eventually shot the first lion on December 9th after it began stalking him directly. The second lion was killed 20 days later. Their skulls remain on public display at the Field Museum in Chicago today. Picture yourself there. You're lying in a thin canvas tent, the fabric so weak it offers no protection. You hear heavy paws padding just outside. Branches snap under massive weight. Then one of your friends lets out a blood-curdling scream that cuts off far too quickly. Silence follows. Then the next night, it happens again. And again. That wasn't a movie. That terror was real. Those lions existed. And they hunted humans like any other prey. But here's what nobody tells you about how these predators actually hunt. The real danger isn't always the loud roar or the obvious charge. It's the calculated patience, the evolutionary perfection, the complete mastery of their environment that makes you feel slow, weak, and utterly helpless. Your body was not built to survive an encounter with a Siberian tiger or Nile crocodile the way you think. Evolution wired your amygdala for instant hyperalertness the second it detects the silhouette of a big cat or the silent ripple of water hiding an ambush predator. When the threat closes in, your brain abandons all complex thinking. It floods your system with adrenaline, tunnels your vision, increases your heart rate dramatically, and pushes you into raw survival panic controlled by the periaqueductal gray region. Your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Millions of years of ancestral programming designed for the savanna take complete control. Modern neuroscience confirms this exact neurological shift from prefrontal cortex planning to primitive fear mode. Against a 600-pound Siberian tiger sprinting at 35 miles per hour or a crocodile that can remain submerged for over an hour while holding you underwater, those precious seconds of instinct might be all you get before the end. The Siberian tiger, studied extensively by Dale McKell of the Wildlife Conservation Society's Siberian Tiger Project, has been involved in multiple documented human conflicts in the Russian Far East. Between 2000 and 2009 alone, researchers recorded 19 attacks on humans, many of them fatal, often involving wounded or desperate animals pushed by hunger. These solitary ghosts of the forest can leap 15 feet in a single bound, deliver a bite powerful enough to sever vertebrae, and drag adult prey up into trees to feed undisturbed. Their camouflage and silent movement make them nearly invisible until the final moment. The hippopotamus, despite appearing as a slow herbivore, claims around 500 human lives every year in Africa, more than lions. It can charge at 19 miles per hour on land, overturn boats with terrifying ease using its massive 4-ton body, and wields canines over a foot long as razor-sharp weapons. Its territorial aggression in water is legendary. One moment the river looks peaceful. The next, you're fighting for your life against an animal that can crush you with sheer bulk and aggression. The gray wolf operates in highly coordinated packs, using superior endurance, intelligence, and tactical positioning to exhaust even the strongest prey over many miles. They communicate silently, flank targets, and wear down victims with relentless persistence. The jaguar possesses the strongest relative bite force among all big cats. Its jaws can crush skulls, pierce thick turtle shells, and allow it to drag heavy carcasses high into trees where it can feed safely away from other predators. And then there is the Komodo dragon, the twist that changes everything we thought we knew. For decades, both science and popular belief claimed its bite was lethal because of toxic bacteria swarming in its mouth. But Associate Professor Brian Fry at the University of Queensland destroyed that myth with his groundbreaking research in 2013. His team proved that Komodo mouths are not unusually dirty compared to other carnivores. The real weapon is venom produced in specialized glands in the lower jaw. These toxins rapidly lower blood pressure, prevent blood clotting, cause massive internal bleeding, and send the victim into severe shock. The dragon bites once, tears with serrated teeth, and then simply follows its prey, waiting patiently as the venom does its deadly work. No dramatic struggle, just a slow, inevitable decline. These animals have shaped human history in profound and often terrifying ways. The Tsavo lions didn't just kill workers, they delayed British colonial railway construction for months and struck fear into an empire. In ancient cultures, jaguars were worshipped as powerful gods of the underworld by the Maya civilization. Nile crocodiles became terrifying river demons and symbols of death in Egyptian mythology. Polar bears held deep spiritual significance for Inuit peoples, who respected them as equals and formidable spirits in the unforgiving Arctic. Komodo dragons inspired dragon legends that spread across entire continents and cultures. Imagine standing on that razor-thin line between safety and the food chain. A polar bear capable of swimming for days across open ocean, unstoppable and relentless. A Nile crocodile lying motionless for hours before exploding into violent action with impossible speed. A Siberian tiger stalking you silently through dense forest, invisible until its jaws close around you. A hippopotamus turning a peaceful river crossing into a fight for survival. Your brain recognizes these dangers on a deep primal level because your ancestors faced them for thousands of generations. That shiver running down your spine right now as you listen? That racing heart? That's millions of years of survival instinct still very much alive inside your body. Each of these predators represents a different kind of terror. The polar bear brings overwhelming size and power in a frozen world where there is nowhere to hide. The hippopotamus shows that even animals we think of as peaceful can be far more dangerous than the famous hunters. The Siberian tiger represents silent, intelligent stalking in vast wilderness where every shadow could hide death. The African lion demonstrates coordinated pack hunting and pure dominance over the savanna. The Nile crocodile embodies the nightmare of invisible ambush from below. The gray wolf proves that intelligence and teamwork can overcome raw size and strength. The jaguar reveals the power of specialized bite force in dense jungle where one crunch ends everything. And the Komodo dragon shows that sometimes the slowest, most patient killer is the most effective. We like to believe we are above all this. We build cities, invent technology, create weapons, and tell ourselves we have risen above the food chain. We watch these animals from the safety of screens and believe we are separate from their world. But the truth is harsher and more immediate. Step into their territory for even one moment, and the illusion shatters instantly. One wrong step, one bad decision, one encounter where you are no longer the observer, but the observed. Think about how helpless you would feel facing the polar bear's raw power on thin ice, knowing one swipe could end you. Or the hippopotamus charging with unstoppable momentum, its massive jaws wide open. The Siberian tiger moving like a shadow, calculating every step before it strikes. The African lion using numbers and strategy to wear you down. The Nile crocodile dragging you into dark water where you can't breathe or see. The gray wolf pack cutting off every escape route with cold intelligence. The jaguar dropping silently from above with crushing force. The Komodo dragon following you for days as its venom slowly shuts your body down. The deadliest predator on this planet isn't always the one with the biggest teeth or the loudest roar. It's the one perfectly adapted to its world, patient, powerful, intelligent, and utterly indifferent to human fear, technology, or pride. We convinced ourselves we conquered nature. Yet nature never signed that agreement. In that heavy, uncomfortable silence that follows, what part of you still belongs to the wild?